You're burning our bridge right now, by the way.
You're good at that, though.
Arrested singer David.
That's not my man!
There are two things guaranteed in this life: death and streamers viewbotting. Now, we know that a lot of successful streamers do end up viewbotting. I talked about this a while ago. You even had the CEO of Night Media put out this really bizarre, out of touch, Black Mirror-esque statement saying, yeah, I mean, if you want to be a streamer now, it's so saturated, you basically have to viewbot. I've mentioned viewbotting before. Neon probably does it. Most people probably do it. And another thing that's really embarrassing for streamers is showing things on stream that they probably shouldn't. You had Lakari showing his notepad on stream. There was Atrioc who accidentally shown a tab that he shouldn't have. I obviously can't relate to showing anything on stream that you shouldn't, but Atrioc is an important one because what happened with him, he's shown a tab on stream that he shouldn't have. And this is exactly what happened with the streamer Extra Emily. So on Thursday, Extra Emily went live, and then there was a clip that was posted from that stream that went onto the live stream fails subreddit. Now, live stream fails is great if you're Forzen or Northern Lion. Anyone else, you're pretty much screwed. Now, live stream fails is quite a bizarre subreddit because they try to act like they hate everyone equally, but they usually have a certain streamer that they try to root for, like, for example, Forzen. So in this clip that someone posted on LSF, you can see Extra Emily and she's switching tabs, and then very briefly, her mouse goes over Google Chrome, and it reveals that she's got a tab open for a website called viewbot.ai. Now, I know what you're thinking. The name of a website called viewbot.ai is like, it's so straight up. It just sounds like a bit. It almost sounds like a website she would have got someone to make for her to, like, you know, make a clip farm or something. But no, apparently someone was stupid enough to register that entire website. Viewbot.ai is a legitimate website where you can pay for live viewers. Now, this really shows to me how pathetic streaming culture has become, because viewbotting used to be the same as people in the gym on roids and also people that used hacks in video games. With the latter two, you could be using them, but you would never want to publicly admit it because everything would shatter. In the gym, if you're on roids, oh, you're not natty, you skip the queue, okay, that sucks. Or if you use hacks in video games, oh, you cheated, that sucks. You're not actually talented. But on this viewbot.ai website, they are so unapologetic in their advertising. They literally call themselves the industry standard for creator scaling, and says that it's trusted by the world's top 1% of streamers. So the way this website works is basically embedding your stream onto high traffic websites. So anyone that's visiting that website would technically count as a live viewer, since it's a real person, even though they don't know that they're watching. Now, this kind of thing has been available on YouTube for years. Some of you here might have played Dark Souls, and usually with Dark Souls, the game is pretty non-linear. You might need a Wikipedia page to find some items or a hidden path or an illusionary wall, and usually for that you go into the Dark Souls wiki, which is ran by FextraLife. Now, I remember at one point FextraLife being on like one of the top 5 most viewed streamers, despite no one knowing who they are, solely because of the fact that if you ever went onto the Dark Souls wiki website, it would automatically open a stream of FextraLife. You wouldn't watch it, of course, you wouldn't interact with it. That's why FextraLife would be like in the top 10 most viewed Twitch streamers of like all time that have like tens of thousands of views concurrently, and you probably have about 4 people in chat typing. And also this AI website, no joke, it has a service where you could basically hire live chatters for Twitch and TikTok. And apparently, if they're being honest, this isn't like AI or something. These are actual English-speaking humans in your chat, not scripts, not bots. Could you imagine being brought up the entire world ahead of you, and you finally peak by being paid to be a chatter for a Twitch streamer? So I'm looking at it here. You can get 5 chatters for $7.50 an hour, and then 15 chatters for $22.50 an hour. Or you can contact their sales team to get even more than that. I don't know where they keep these people. I'm not even sure how you can get like 15 unique chatters. The thing is, as well, I don't even understand how this would work. Every single streamer has their own community, which means they have their own bits, they have their own jokes. Are we paying these people to LARP as well? I don't understand how that's going to work. Like, for example, when I stream, most people just tell me to straight up kill myself. If I pay for 15 chatters, what, am I going to have 15 people come in saying, hello, my name's John Smith. I just finished doing my taxes today. How's everyone doing this evening? They'd probably tell that guy to kill himself as well. Now, the thing about Extra Emily is, yeah, she had the website open. Does that mean she was viewbotting? No, not really. But what became really suspicious is after the post had been up for around a day, the clip was suddenly removed by the mod team, which, I mean, okay, sure, fair enough. Maybe the post was insinuating that she was viewbotting instead of just having a tab open for viewbotting. It's a little bit gray. But then then mods also started removing threads and basically any comment relating to that situation. And then after people were wondering what was even going on, one of the mods posted a statement saying, statement from the mod team, talking about what happened. Now, this example is one of the weirdest I've ever seen. You might be seeing online that viral 6-7 trend meme where, you know, you get a bunch of streamers and they, you know, try and like do the 6-7 bit as much as possible. So the mod said that they removed the post because they supposedly found out that viewbot.ai, the website, it was a pop-up for the 6-7 speed website, which again is that site where everyone's doing the funny 6-7 bit. They said as well that several other members of the mod team tried to recreate the pop-up, but they couldn't do it no matter how hard they tried. They tried multiple browsers, incognito, mobile, but they said that they took the original mod on his word, which was why they started to delete the posts. Now, obviously, this mod wasn't trying to cover for Emily, right? I mean, there's no way that he was a simp. Well, unfortunately, it was. It was found out pretty quickly that the guy was lying to cover for Extra Emily. They actually found out that he was an incredibly avid Extra Emily clipper and an active member in her community and Discord. And because of that, they decided to remove him from the mod team. Now, somebody in the replies found the Twitch account of the LSF mod, and they found that he was messaging in Extra Emily's chat 6,000 times since the beginning of April. Right, so I've heard the guy is a bit of a simp going through these messages. I do want to have a look. And talking about simping, I'm going to put on the Dark Souls 2 Majula soundtrack because that has the best wife. Right, look how long, look how small the icon is for that, by the way. Right, you got the IShowSpeed minion laugh gif. There's no way. Dude, you're messaging like every 4 seconds. I wish, no, honestly, I can't even hate. I wish my chat was this fucking active. My chat is dead when I stream. There's no way. This has to be, this is paid, right? This is paid. Ah, there's that shaking sausage dog there. That actually reminds me of this Instagram reel I saw of some kid. And one of the top comments. This is my screen recording, by the way, so don't laugh, all right?
Are you sure that's me? But
guys, I've got a question. Who have you got winning for the Sidemen match? For those who are watching that, who do you think is going to win and by how much?
Oh, bless his little heart. He just wants to ask who do you think is going to win at the Sidemen charity match? I mean, most of it is emojis, but oh my fucking... Wait. How does it go on so long? God, I wish I had someone. I wish I had a community this parasocial. Holy. I'm not even hating. I just respect this. And also, since that comment was made, apparently the user has made another 400 comments. Now, people have also pointed out that it's really hard for people on the LSF team to be unbiased because most of them will be watching streamers. Like this guy here saying, parasocial mod on the team, fork found in kitchen. So the real question is Extra Emily viewbotting? I don't really care. Do you care? She's quirky, little small bean quirk chungus.
Who have you got winning for the Sidemen match?
Now, if you might remember in the last topic, that Instagram reel I shown of that person saying, what do you think about the Sidemen charity match? Well, it happened. There was a lot of drama. KSI's content group, the Sidemen, put out their annual charity football match, and it sold out in Wembley Stadium. And with the Sidemen charity match, streamers from all around the world are invited to perform, which usually means that streamers that hate each other but do it behind their computers have to then do it in person. So this one streamer, Sinner, who really does not like XQC, there was another streamer there called Jason saying, we're doing drama baiting. Do you want in? And she responds snidely saying, oh, that's XQC's favorite.
drama baiting. You want in on this?
Oh, that's XQC's favorite.
Oh yeah, what about Bonnie?
Now, the thing is, with debates, it's not about whether you're right or wrong. It's all about mentally storing as many gotcha moments as possible, because that's all that debating really comes down to anymore. There's nothing about semantics. There's nothing about philosophy. There's nothing about consistencies. It's just, oh, you did that thing, though. I win. That's pretty much it. So XQC immediately hits back to Sinner with, what about Bonnie?
Oh yeah, what about Bonnie?
Okay. Really?
Which was referring to something I covered a couple of videos ago, where her friend Bonnie, who's 18, talks about sleeping with a 16-year-old. And this was used in one of Blackboy Max's Diss War streams.
Actually 16. I thought he was 17. He lied to me.
Now, Sinner got a lot of backlash for basically being roommates with Bonnie and not really addressing it at all. Sinner then tries to turn the turntables, and then Sinner asked if he defended Saikuno because he's also a cheater, basically alluding to the fact that XQC cheated on his ex-girlfriend Adept. Fucking hell. It's just the most termly online, unemployed garbage imaginable.
Hold on, did you defend Saikuno because you cheated too?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
I think he's the fucking goat.
X then asks Sinner why she threw Aiden Ross under the bus. Not a very hard thing to do, but I mean, X, I get it. He paid you all that kick money. And Sinner says that she's got no beef with Aiden. So obviously she does not want to close the doors on a future kick contract there.
Talk about how you threw Aiden under the bus for no reason. What?
I said I have no beef with Aiden though.
Yeah, but...
So what do you mean? You're trying to defend him. We don't even have beef. Are you
No. You said I cannot be his friend. I cannot associate with him because he's a bad guy.
X says that she's burning a bridge right now. And she points out that X has usually just been drama farming, but it's banter and it's, you know, not that serious.
You're burning our bridge right now, by the way.
Not cool, man.
Burning our bridge.
You're good at that though.
And then X takes on his most unemployed form, basically saying, I could roast you so badly, but I don't want to, because you would kill yourself. Like, there is no possible way you could put up with the ultimate roasts I have. So I'm going to go easy mode on you.
Bro, if I go too hard, nobody can handle it.
And Sinner obviously couldn't let it go, walks over to X and asks her to elaborate on her roommate.
Now, elaborate about your roommates.
She was 18. Did you see that? Or
Yo.
did you not react to it?
And then Sinner basically affirms that her roommate Bonnie was 18, and is that something that X, you know, did you choose to notice that or ignore it? She's basically trying to like baby him, saying, why couldn't you have talked to me about this like an adult? You know, despite the fact that this is being streamed to tens of thousands of viewers.
Why don't you come to me about stuff with me rather than other people? I can come to you about the shit.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I can come to you about the shit that you do.
That's not true.
Really?
You never done that before.
So X says he didn't really know, and then he folds. He said himself that he folded for the greater good, which basically means he got stun locked and he wasn't really sure what to do next.
Oh, you know, they call me the room reader.
What does that mean?
It means I read the room.
What did the room read?
Sometimes you gotta fold for the greater good.
And that wasn't the only L that XQC took that day. You might have seen that XQC isn't very physically active. He's not someone that really gets around too much. You know, he's not overweight or anything. Quite the opposite. He's basically built like Slender Man. Now, the problem is, being that frail, usually you don't have the best endurance. So usually when he plays on the charity matches, he's usually put in like a defensive role or something. Well, he was, and they put him as goalie. This could be the first time that this has happened in recorded history. As a goalie, he scored his own goal. That is grim. Dude, his fucking arm extends out like Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime, and he still missed that. That is so grim. I like this pose of X that someone screenshot from the stream. What is this? What was he cooking here? What was he cooking? He looks like an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Car. There's a 15-year-old girl.
Now, I know that we're onto the arrest of David, but I think it's a good segue because back with the charity match, you had X and Jason the Ween also start roasting each other, where X basically says to Jason, they got your mans.
What about your man's David? Oh, wow. That's not my man's. God damn, bro.
That's obviously because Jason the Ween was constantly mocking Saikuno, LARPing him constantly, but he was essentially glazing someone that's being charged for murder. And I think the biggest way of self-reporting is the way Jason goes, he's not my mans. I think the louder you have to say it, the more it implies you were glazing him.
That's not my man!
So David has finally been arrested for the murder of his 14-year-old girlfriend, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, it's been 7 months since her body was found in the trunk of David's impounded Tesla. She's been missing since 2024. And by the time they found her body, it was already badly decomposed. And police were called to the lot because of a foul-smelling odor coming from a vehicle. So after the news came out, a lot of people started to point the finger at David and going through his history. So currently he's 21 and he was in a long-term relationship with Celeste when she was 13. This includes messages between them, footage of them together, accounts from their mutual friends, social media connections, even matching tattoos. You can even hear references to her in his music. Despite this, David wasn't actually arrested for a murder or for the apparent relationship, which people are confused about. It took until November for him to be even named as a suspect. So it seems that the police weren't just sat in the offices twiddling their thumbs thinking, I don't know. Do we arrest him? I don't know. There are a lot of things that they were waiting on, like, for example, determining Celeste's cause of death. There's also been a secret grand jury investigation looking into her passing, which apparently can take a very long time to determine, but it's more likely going to lead directly to a trial than to a judge. A grand jury can also subpoena witnesses, and apparently there are a lot of unwilling witnesses in this case. So David was arrested at around 4:30 on Thursday by the LAPD, and they posted pictures of the robbery homicide division and the gang and narcotics division. So this was a multi-task force of police. There were a lot of them here. Like, I'm pretty sure if you squint your eyes enough, you probably saw Hank Schrader there or something. He was arrested and he was held without bail, but currently he's not being charged. The LAPD are basically gathering all their evidence and then giving it to a district attorney as evidence on Monday. And what did David lawyers say? He didn't do it. I mean, I can't prove it, but like, he didn't do it. He paid me some money and I don't know. I think he's a good guy deep down. Right, I'm going to make something very clear here. I don't like Clash of Clans, but some of you, your ears might prick up a little bit after this news because we're talking about feet. 16 days after April Fool's, Clash of Clans announced that they were doing a foot tribute bundle with this caption: "Live like a queen. The foot tribute bundle is now live. Cast in perfect detail, bare and unapologetically regal. A decadent indulgence for the truly refined. Judgment fades, elegance lingers. The shop awaits your most cultured decision." I like how it says judgment fades, like we're not making fun of people with foot fetishes. Okay, I'm not allowed to, but there's a fucking queue of people like down the street there that can easily do it. And they also posted this image, which is the most Tarantino style shot I have ever seen of the Archer Queen. And in the replies to the announcement, you've got the usual suspects: Opera GX saying how disgusting it is, and we're going to save it just in case. And then Discord saying great taste. Do you know how badly I wish I could judge people into feet right now? I'm not allowed to, but God, I wish. I wish. The thing is as well, if you go up against people that are into feet, you're basically losing 20-1 because it is like categorically the most common like sexual kink in the world because it has the most common occurrence of happening. Now, again, this is not April Fool's. This is not a joke. This is an actual real item bundle that has been added to the game store. The actual item is a stone foot statue that you can place around the base as decoration. And people are, as you can imagine, already filling their bases with them. Like, for example, this gentleman here saying, if you buy the foot tribute bundle twice, you get gems. He's probably fucking lying to justify his foot fetish. Come on, man! Now, I'm not sure if this is like a community meme or something, but there was a post on the game's subreddit from around 8 months ago where someone deeply unemployed made a tier list of all the images of the Archer Queen's feet. This shit got 1.6k upvotes. Are you taking the piss? Right. That one's just Lego. Legit bare feet. And that's the highest ranking you can get. Sniffs. Okay. Right. Okay. Like, is this why Jinxie jumped over to Clash? Has he got something to tell the fucking class? Jesus Christ. I wish I could make fun of them. I wish so badly I could make fun of these people, but I'm not allowed to! Now, some people are calling this Gooner bait, like the Marvel Rivals skins. I mean, Marvel Rivals is a pretty balanced roster. Usually, if there's ever, like, kind of a horny skin for the women, the guys get one as well in return. I mean, I think they had one at one point for Venom, where he's got, like, ice cream, and he's, like, there was, like, a close-up of his ass that the developers chose to put into the game. But, again, to be fair, 3/4 of the Marvel Rivals player base are basically gay, furry VTubers. And the other quarter are just women. So, talking about police being absolutely useless, you might have seen a clip going around a while ago of a cop failing to use a grappler device to try and end a high-speed chase. It was basically used to try and grab onto, like, you know, a chase vehicle. I actually have never seen one of these things before. Whenever you see road chases in the UK, the police usually try to get ahead of the suspect and then use spikes to blow out their tires. Well, it turns out that one of the choppers that was recording that police chase also caught footage of a SWAT team member swiping... He was swiping on dating apps, basically trying to get Riz during an armed standoff with the suspect.
A chopper is reporting on a dramatic SWAT team operation, but when the camera zooms in, can it be Is this deputy really scrolling through a dating app?
So aerial footage captured the deputy, who appears to be a sergeant, sitting behind an armored vehicle, scrolling through what seems to be like a dating app. And this took place during the hours-long standoff with the driver of the car when it crashed near a high school in Jurpa Valley. Now, the Riverside County Sheriff, who is ironically called Chad, he spoke to CBS LA, and he basically said, guys, this is fucking embarrassing. He basically got no matches, and also he was useless on the force. He also said nothing like this will ever happen again. And after the conference, he probably left to go swipe on his own dating app. God damn it, deputy! If only you used Discord instead! Now, I feel like I talk about a lot of negativity on this channel, and unfortunately, that is pretty much the current economy we live in. Everything has to be bad, sad, shit, terrible. But this is a genuinely good story I wanted to end the video on. So as you know, there's a lot of analog horror series, ARGs all over YouTube, and there's one YouTuber that made this series on Godzilla called Unknowingly. He made a series called The Man in the Suit. And it's a really good series. I definitely recommend giving it a watch. I think the less I say about it, the better. But unfortunately, recently, he made an incredibly tragic post about 5 days ago saying that, saying on his community tab that if you read this, I'm basically already dead. He says that he feels like way too much of a burden to his friends and his family. This is something that, a lot of people can personally relate to and go through themselves. Well, thankfully, he actually made another post yesterday where he announced that he's happy to say that he's alive. He says that he hasn't posted because he's in a mental health unit and they're very against, having any kind of technology when you're in there. But he thanked everyone for the nice comments, as well as the doctors and the nurses who helped him. And he also included a picture of his tag as proof, because if anyone is stupid enough to say, oh, you're just attention seeking. I briefly reached out to him as well. But if you haven't heard of his channel, you should definitely check it out. He makes some really good horror themed videos. I mean, some of the videos he's done on The Man in the Suit are pushing like 2 million views. So there's obviously he does have a huge following. But yeah, I just thought that was a nice story to end on. Finally, some good fucking news, despite how shit everything is.